Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation in the chat to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. All right. Nobody's chatting yet. I don't know what the delay, how much of delay we have today. Joey, how much of delay do we have? Do you know?
About 8 seconds.
About 8 seconds. That's good. All right. Now I can see people are chiming in. This keeps me from going off the rails, be thinking that nobody's listening to me. But Joey doesn't always tell me what the delay is. I was like, what the flying flip? Nobody's talking. All right. Quantum rocket today. Talk about quantum. I made some money day trading quantum today. I'm going to talk about that. Man, I made some money on quantum. I'm still making money on crypto right now. Two hottest industries rocking and rolling. Be careful with quantum. Again, I did day trade quantum, and I made a little bit of money today. Ooh-wee. Every time you say Joey, I think you're talking to me. Well, Joey, you ain't the Joey that I'm talking to. Now, it may be great to think that I'm talking about you, but I'm not. But nonetheless, I appreciate you being here, all right? So INQ is a bagger today. So there's three, and talk about this, three quantum stocks that I played today. I played all three. It was IONQ, it was QBTS, and it was RGTX, the ETF for RGTI. Those are the three quantum picks that I made 5% or more, that I made 5% or more as a day trader. And I was only in about a half an hour today on those three trades and made 5+% on each one. All right, made 5%, 5+% on each one. Hello, Uncle Glenn. I'm back. Welcome back, Amir. Ross is here. Joey said, "Funny guy." Joey, I am a funny guy, if I do say so myself. That's part of the allure of coming to our channel, is the funniosity that I bring to the table. All right, so. Again, Joey, thank you for being here, my friend. I do appreciate that. With that being said, what's going on in the market today?
You got it, Glenn.
Huh?
You got it.
I got what?
You said thanks for being here. So you're welcome.
Not the other Joey. Not.
Oh.
Stop, man. Before I come over to the training center and I fight you live. All right. Abby says, "Hi, Glenn. What's up? Is it a good time to get out of Palantir?" Ooh, Kathy, we'll talk about that. That's not one of the stocks on my list today, but we'll take a look at it. I'm still in Palantir. Let me go see. Where's the mouse? I don't know. There we go. You know me, I always try to keep you on top of the stocks that I currently am trading. I'm still in Palantir. Kathy, where do I sit? I'm up 53%. I'm in Rolls Royce. I'm up 15%. I'm in BTC. Just picked that up. I'm up 2%. And I am in NVDL prior to earnings. I'm down 4.4%. But closer to earnings, I will buy a protective put on NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA is going to be top and bottom. It's going to be the forward guidance. And I think a lot of the forward guidance is going to be based upon what's going on with tariffs, how they're being affected. So I still am, I just picked up NVIDIA. I still think it's a powerhouse stock. But I'm in the ETF, which is a cheaper way to play it. And it does offer options. So I will buy a protective put on it. All right, so those are the four stocks that I currently own. I still have a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. As the market is getting to a point where the market is starting to look toppy by way of our indicators, I am going to be a little bit more cautious in pushing any stocks for you to keep your eyes on. As you're going to see later on in the presentation, I'm not giving a lot of fish today. I don't think it's the right time to continue giving fish. You know, I don't want you to come here just to get fish and give you fish when it's not the right time to give you fish. But there are certain things that I am looking at. We're going to look at the news that made the stocks that made the news to see where they sit. But the two big industries that are moving right now, quantum, there's a real reason why quantum is moving, and then Bitcoin. Everybody remember, and I'm not using NVDX, Sherry, I'm using an NVDL. And you're right, Bill, it's up about 2.7% down, up today, but I am down overall. It took a big hit yesterday. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm still holding it. Here's a big fish, Netflix. Netflix, I always have liked long term. I'm going to look at that real quick. Let's go into the program. I want to look at Netflix real quick and come back. Netflix, I do like. I think it's all about subscribership. I think it's all about subscribership. I'm looking at a 3-month graph. The stock is just going up. Right now, it's traveling along this level of support at 1163. All right. So I think it's coming into what's going on in the market looking toppy. The 3 is still above the 8 from a more aggressive standpoint. The 3 is still above the 8. I'm still fine with it. It is overvalued, but value is starting to rise. Do I want to call this a big fish? I'm not really going to call this a big fish. And Joey, tariff, you know something? I don't think the tariffs really do affect Netflix. Netflix is the biggest streaming service that's out there, by far. All right. I do like that the 3.8 crossed about a week ago, now moving up through a level of resistance. Probably going to test it as a level of support, but the 3 is still currently above the 8. Watch the falling volume, which sort of kind of makes sense right now. Let me move that over. That makes sense because the stock is moving sideways, challenging this level of support. So do I call it a big fish? No. But do I call it a fish? Yeah. But I am going to be a little bit cautious with this fish because it does have a level of support that it's close to. The 3 and the 8 are converging together, which means that it's starting to lose a little steam. So I do like it. Mark, are you here? Guess what, Mark? Thank you. I got my shipment of Cafe Bustelo this morning. Got 160 K-cups. Man, Mark takes care of me. Put a W in the room. Put a W in the room for Mark. Mark, every so often when I run out of Cafe Bustelo, make sure that I have tons and tons of Cafe Bustelo. Put a W in. There you go. Joey put a W in there for you. He made 160 K-cups. 160. All right? And he takes care of Uncle Glenn. He knows that Uncle Glenn loves Cafe Bustelo, and guess what? Cafe Bustelo keeps my energy up on the program when we do these, and I think you guys love that more so than not. So it helps me to continue to be me. All right? There is no, so I guess you giving me Cafe Bustelo is like giving me a jet from Qatar. I guess Mark is my Qatar, and Cafe Bustelo is my jet. Yeah, I just opened up a can of worms right there. I did. That's right. I said it. How about that? That's right. I said it. All right, but I'm always appreciative. And as you can see in the room, Mark, I think that everybody is appreciative of you doing that as well. All right, so that was a good call, I think, on Netflix. Big fish? No. Good fish? Yes. Joey, how about that? All right. That's the way I look at it. It does pass the sniff test. I feel like I should apologize to the whole VV Nation. Why? No. I told you, Mark. I said it, and that's that. All right, we're going to go back to the homepage real quick. You know, the homepage is set up a little differently right now. I think I want to center always on what's going on today so we can take advantage of the news that's moving the market today and how the markets are responding. Everything is up today, not gangbusters. Again, if you're a VectorVest subscriber, you know we have an indicator called the MTI and what it's telling us. If you do not have a subscription to the VectorVest software, you know something, put it up for me, Joey. You can get a subscription at a cheap deal right now. Right now, we are running a special on the trial, 99 cents for 30 days. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. If you want to be lazy, use your phone. Everybody pick up your phone right now and scan that QR code, and it will take you to the page for you to get a trial to VectorVest for 99 cents. You want to know if the market's looking toppy or not? Go check that out. All right, we've got indicators that tell you when the market's looking for a top or when the market's looking for a bottom. All right, one of the value adds that VectorVest will bring for you. Mark, I'm out of my X-Roll. You know something? I took a 12% gain on my X-Roll trade. I'm going to go back to the software. I took 12% on my X-Roll trade. All right, and I'm out of it. EXROF. Let's go peep that out real quick. I'm not ever telling anybody to go buy X-Roll. I did it yesterday. I took my trade off the table yesterday. And am I happy? Absolutely. Absolutely. I took an opportunity when the stock's price, sorry, Joey, when the stock's price moved up, made me some money. I actually, like I said, I made about 11%, and I got out as I'm looking at the 3 and the 8. I think that's a great way to trade XRO. And Mark, if you're going to trade XRO, I like the 3 and the 8. I do like the 3 and the 8, and that's when I get in and I get out. All right, I scanned the code, and it's Glenn 25, 50% discount at my pillow. Side John, you put a whole bunch of stuff in there. And guess what? Everybody knows that that's fake news. I'm not very tech savvy, so tell me how I'm supposed to scan this code with my phone. So, Debbie, you take out your phone, right? And you go find the camera app on your phone. So it looks like this, right? There's your camera app. Right now, when you take your phone, and Joey, put it back up for her, please. When you take your phone, put it against the screen, right? And where'd it go? How come I don't see it? Oh, I don't see it. You're going to see it on your screen, all right?
See it on OBS.
You'll see it on your screen, and you put your phone, and it'll make a square around that app. Click on it then, and it'll take you to the page. Who else does that? Who else would take the time to walk a subscriber through the process of using a QR code? Only Uncle Glenn. Only Uncle Glenn. All right, so XROF again. I was in it, and, I'm never going to tell anybody to go buy it. It's a very speculative play, but they have great technology that should be rocking and rolling, but not always. All right, and I do pick and choose. When it's time for me to be in there. My Google Pixel phone scanned it, no problem, thanks to Ryan's recommendation. Team Android sucks. How about that? All right, let's get into my web stories now. We know that the markets are going up. They're not going up gangbusters, but what's moving the market? First thing, U.S. economy improves in May after slump last month. The S&P PMI survey shows. That was a bump up. Prices increased by the largest amount. The numbers, U.S. business activity improved in May after a slump in the prior month. The flash U.S. manufacturing purchasing managers index rose to a 3-month high of 52.3. I don't always know what the number means, but as long as it's over 50, it's a good number. All right, so the economy is still hanging in there, which I still think that the Fed, Jerome Powell, has made a great decision, in my opinion, to wait this out before he takes any action on raising or lowering interest rates. A lot of you guys don't agree with that, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I think he's taken the wait and see to see if the tariffs really do bring up inflation. As of yet, it's not really happening. There's a lot of pauses. There's a lot of still uncertainty about what's going to happen in the next 60 or so days with a lot of these trade deals that are on the table. All right? So I'm going to the next story. The next two stories. Bitcoin hits a new record high above 111,000. We did a survey yesterday. You remember that, Joey? And my survey was all about, do you think we get to 110 by the end of the week? Guess what? Took us one day, and we're above that 110. I still think that, even if Bitcoin pulls back tomorrow, if Bitcoin pulls back tomorrow, I think we're going to still close the week above 110. Am I thinking that this is a long-term play? The answer to that is no. You know how I feel about Bitcoin in regards to what's going on. But when the opportunities give me an opportunity to make money, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to let you know I'm still not a big fan of Bitcoin, but it's making me a little bit of money, and I'm happy. All right, Joey says, yep, remember, hey, I didn't know what Super Chat was or Quantum until Glenn. There you go. And then, man, remember the day, what was it, Monday? We got a lot of Super Chats. I don't know how that happened. That was a beautiful thing. No one but you, G-Money. There you go, Floyd. I love this group. This group is awesome. All right, so Bitcoin's on the move. I do like it. Can I take the mouse, Joey? There we go. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. So Bitcoin's on the move, big move. Another thing, Quantum's on the move. I played 3. I told you I played 3 Quantum plays today. IONQ, RGTX, and QBTS. 5% or more on each one of those trades this morning. Very happy. But how about this? IONQ aims to become the NVIDIA of Quantum. That's huge. That's huge. And if that could hold true, that could be good for quantum if they can continue to make advances. If they can continue to make advances in the space. The CEO, I can't read why the CEO thinks that because I don't have a subscription to Barron, which sucks, but that's okay. All right, but I do like the story, and I think that a lot of quantum stocks have responded to that. Bill says it's jumping around. Entry point on Google, I have an order for 160. INIQ 43% today. Crypto is under 100K. Ooh, let's go see. Did it come back down to under 100K? Let's go find my website for it. Crypto. No, it's not. I got 111,000. I got 111,000, Ross. And this is actually tracking Bitcoin. You know that we don't track Bitcoin. We track the ETFs. But this is actual Bitcoin. I got 111,539. It ain't under. It ain't under. All right, next story. EVs on the rise. Xpeng, Hong Kong shares have gained nearly 80% this year. Somebody in the room, remind me to look at EV stocks. All right, I keep seeing news, Lucid, Xpeng, NIO, all coming out with good positive news. Keep in mind, these are all Chinese EVs. These are all Chinese EVs. I want to show you something that the news may not be garnering up to what's really going on. Someone's got to remind me to look at EVs and why I feel the way that I do by way of the VectorVest software. Next one, defense. Trump's Golden Dome plan could launch a new era of weapons in space. Ooh, again, I asked yesterday how many of you remembered Ronald Reagan's Star Wars. I'm wondering if they're using any of the satellites that they had up there, or are they going all the way from brand new? But guess what? We ain't the only ones putting weapons in space. U.S. Missile Defense Shield, part of a growing space military trend. I am going to have to start to see if I can find space defense stocks. Thank you. Mill, Resk. Not yet. I said, you got to remember when I get there. Oh, that's right. What is this? This is called the Big Beautiful Dome. The Big Beautiful Golden Dome, or the Big Beautiful Dome. All right, that's the right word we're supposed to use. All right, so I'm interested in trying to see if there's any stocks in this space that we can take advantage of. I'm going to do a little bit of research. All right, China's Xiaomi, interesting, claims new phone chip rivals Apple at a cheaper price. Now, one of Apple's biggest vendors or biggest consumers is China. This could hurt Apple in a big way. This could hurt. And now Xiaomi could put phones out all over. But this is going to be a thing that could definitely affect Apple in an adverse way. Glenn, didn't make me beg you about Google, my Vic brother. What did I do? Didn't make me beg you. Or maybe he says don't. VVC brother. You want me to go look at that real quick? Hold on. Let's go look at Google real quick. Let me put this side. Stop putting stocks. Stop being slick. All right? You know you guys are being slick. Stop being slick. Trying to make me look at stuff. Google. Interesting. That's a 3-month graph. Coming off here. 3-8 cross. I do like that the 3-8 cross. I like that it went through a level of resistance. I do like that it's undervalued and value rising. Watch the wick for today. Right now, the price broke through resistance and testing it as a level of support. I'm not feeling it just quite yet. What am I looking for? I like that I do like that 3 is above the 8. I like that RT is above 1. I got confirmation. I'm looking for a little bit more confirmation since it just broke through support. Let's go see what happens tomorrow. Do we get more confirmation? I'm not ready to pull the trigger on Google yet. If you're in it, though, the 3 and the 8 say yes. The 3 and the 8, I'm not mad at you. I do like the volume is higher. Today's volume is higher than the past few days. So that means there's conviction behind the move as well. This is going to be turning into one of two things. It's one of two things. It's either going to be a great early move or you're going to get sucker punched. It's one of the two. I don't want you to get sucker punched if you're not in it. Let's get more confirmation tomorrow if you're not in it. If you're currently in it, You're sitting at the precipice of possibly being a super genius, but I'm watching the big wick forming on today's candle. There's a little selling pressure going on. All right. No, hold on. Weapons in space, drone, Ellen. Again, I'm going to specifically look at companies that have weapons out in space. RGTI is going to fill the gap down. Joey, I made money on it. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Anyone, how do we make money from the FAA upgrade? I don't know yet. I ain't looked into it. Joey, can you put that in our chat? How to make money with the FAA upgrade? All right, let me see if I can do some research and find out for you. All right, let me see if I can find out for you. How to make money with the FAA upgrade. Let me see what I can find out, okay? All right, stop putting stocks in there for me to look at, you little slicksters. That's what you all are. All of y'all are slicksters. Let's get back into the news. All right, let's get back into the news. So I'm thinking this story is going to affect Apple in an adverse way. We'll keep our eyes on it. And then I got to realize, are the chips really that much better? We'll see. All right, next one. Snowflake had earnings. Strong first quarter and increased guidance. Strong first quarter and increased guidance. Snowflake is up. What was it up? About 11 and almost 12% today. I prefer Palantir over Snowflake. I think they're pretty much rivals in each other, but we'll see. Pre-market trading on the back of the quarterly results and raised guidance. That's always going to be a good sign for a stock. All right, Apple. Now, this is another great story. Whee! And it comes into that whole crypto space. Look at this news. Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, 3 companies out of about 50 companies said to be offered as tokenized stocks on the crypto exchange Kraken. What does that mean? It gives people 24-hour access to trade these stocks outside of the United States. That's going to be huge for this list of stocks. Now, what I want to find out is what the whole list is. What stocks exactly are contained in this list? And I'm going to make a list, but these are going to all be tokenized, which means offering tokenized versions, high-profile stocks, These so-called tokenized equity give non-U.S. Kraken users easier access to U.S. stocks with 24/7 trading that continues even when the U.S. markets are closed, just like Bitcoin. How many of you knew of this story before I showed it to you? Type of 1. If you did not know of this story before I showed it to you, type of 2. I'm curious. I like to try to bring new stuff to the table when I do live streams. How many of you knew of this story? Type of 1. If you did not, type of 2. I see a lot of 2s. This is huge. This is going to be huge for the stocks that are in this list. And Joey, can you also put in there list of tokenized stocks? I need to find out all of the stocks that are being tokenized because they are going to have a lot more exposure to people outside of the country. This gives more access for these stocks to rise in a big way. Your grill fix back to your old self. Thank you. My grill ain't fixed yet. I'm working on it. It ain't, but I ain't got the pain. I don't have the pain. I don't have the swelling. So that's good. I'm telling you that this is big news. This is big news. And I really want to create a tokenized list. And I want to watch these stocks. All of these big name stocks are going to get bigger. They're going to get bigger. Maybe you can trade them in a Moomoo platform or Webull. I can trade them wherever. I want the watch list, though. All right, another story. This is big. Right here, this story is big. This whole tokenized thing is really big. AT&T snaps up Lumen's consumer fiber business for $5.75 billion. I think that this helps both companies. AT&T adds to their business, and Lumen becomes a little bit more efficient. I think it's good for both, even though both of them are down. AT&T just acquired a piece of Lumen's business. Lumen dropped off a piece of their business and got some money in the same deal. All right, Glenn, what is it? What is what? Tokenized sounds like non-existent stock or imaginary investment. Sounds a little bit like Bitcoin, doesn't it? Yep, but Bitcoin's on the move. I just think that giving access, giving digital access to these companies globally is going to help these stocks. Saw on Bloomberg this AM, but a lot of you said no, so I'm glad. Last story. Amazon backed Anthropic debuts its most powerful AI model yet, which can work 7 hours straight. I didn't know that these AI models had time limits. Anthropic, the Amazon backed open AI rival, on Thursday launched its most powerful group of AI models yet, Claude 4. Now, one of our developers talked a little bit about this whole Claude thing. It was way outside of my realm of understanding, but it was interesting. It stopped investing in chatbots at the end of last year and has instead focused on improving Claude's ability to do complex tasks, according to Jared Kaplan, Anthropic's chief science officer. I think that that's a positive move. I think there's going to be a positive move for Amazon. All right, and that's all my stories today. Let's get back into the software. Y'all made me look at these stocks. Let's go look at what's going on with all of the major indices. All right, let's go see what's going on with all of the major indices. The Dow broke down below my trend line. Little rebound today, but this is telling me to tell you guys to be careful. All right, the IWM broke down below my trend line. Little rebound day, but I'm not going to be fully on board with the market moving back up until we can get back above the trend line. Not only are we breaking through these trend lines, we're breaking through some levels of support as well. All I need you to realize right now, Amir, listen to me. I need you guys to be defensive on the stocks that you're currently on. Does everybody understand that? I need to have a yes from everybody in the room. Does everybody understand the guidance that the channel is giving in regards to stocks right now? I'm not telling anybody to panic sell. I'm telling you that by way of all of the indices, looking at them all to include the Qs. All right. Interesting in regards to the Qs. The Qs still have the 3 above the 8. The Qs are the only one that have the 3 above the 8, but they did break down below that trend line, number one. Number two, that's the only one, besides the SPY, that are not breaking through their levels of support. I'm okay with the Qs. The Qs are saying by way of the chart, just be careful, but you're still okay. Same thing with the spiders. Unlike the Dow is below the trend line and below support. The IWM below the trend line and below support. Most stocks are not moving like EME and Exxon. All right, but you know why I'm here? Because the market is telling you right now to be careful. I don't want anybody, and this is why I wanted everybody to answer to yes. I don't want anybody, when I ask the question, have you been blindsided by the market's move? You know how many times I see, yeah, I got blindsided. I'm protecting you from being blindsided right now. Woo! Jeremy just gave a super chat. W's in the room, a $10 super chat. And guess what? I got to go look at his stock. That's how you want me to go look at your stock specifically? Look at that. DDS, type the W's in the room. That's how you make it happen. DDS. Retail. 3 and 8 crossed to the downside. Found a level of support. Broke down even more. I like this most current move. Looking at the free hand line from the low. I like the most current move. It's moving up. RT confirms the move. RT is above 1. Earnings is back on the rise. You know what I need about DDS right now? Look at this, a little bit of leveling out. If you're in it, leave it alone. The 3 and the 8 say it's okay. The 3 and the 8 says that it's okay. As a matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to go to another layout. I'm going to go to a generic layout that you guys most likely have for the most part anyway. The VV graph. All right, this is going to be the typical graph that's got price, it's got the stop, it's got RT, and it's got earnings per share. I added a couple of things to this graph. All right, I added value. I added an 8 exponential moving average will help me to get out of a stock prior to it getting down to this level of a trend. You know what I don't like is when a stock is in an uptrend and it pulls away from the trend line. I don't want you to have to wait before it drops down below the trend line to get out. So I added an 8 exponential moving average. Notice that as the stock is moving, it's staying above the 8 exponential moving average. Now, I don't like earnings. Long term, I'm not feeling it. Long term, I'm not feeling it. But it is moving up, trend line moving up, value starting to move up. RT confirms the move, but this is what I'm looking at right now. If I'm not in it, look at that. Let's wait till it crosses above that level of 424.96. Who gave me that? Jeremy, does that make sense? Now, Jeremy, if you're in it, you're catching headwinds right now. All right? I'm not telling you to panic sell. And Armia asked the question, am I telling you guys to sell? No. My words out of my mouth. Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? What did I tell you to do right now? I told you to be what? Type it in the room. I told you to be what? All right? Type it in the room. I'm not telling anybody. I don't want no panic. I'm not telling anybody to sell stocks. The market is starting to get to a point where it's, and I didn't say to be merry. What did I tell you to be? Defensive, cautious. Those are the key words. Defensive, cautious. All right? I'm not telling you to sell, but you know something? If the market's starting to look that way, I'm going to give you a trick. I'm going to give you a trick. If you see your stock showing 2 red candles, 2 days of red candles, I wouldn't be mad if you took half off the table. See this right here? 2 days in a row, or 2 days in a row right here, taking half off. You would still be in the other half. Look at that. In 2 days, you'd probably be out of the other. And the stock went up still a little more, right to that level of resistance. Quick trick. If you're in stocks long term, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're going to be defensive and sell covered calls because you want to hold them longer. But if you've made some money on those longer term plays and you're just, I don't want to get greedy, 2 solid days, end of day, 2 solid days in a row of red, that might not be a bad opportunity to take half off the table. Does that make sense to everybody? Type in the word sense. Does that make sense to everybody? I like that, especially if you've made money on the stock and you're wondering, oh my gosh, what should I do? So I could use a couple of different things. I got a trend line. I can use my trend line. Number 2, if I want to just be a little bit more quick to the draw, 2 solid days, end of day. 2 solid days, end of day. Take half off the table. Woo, I got the other half. Woo, woo, woo. 2 solid days, end of day, take it out. And guess what? It went up some more, but right now at a level of headwinds. There you go. That's all I want you to, I don't want nobody to panic. All right? But Dillard's, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. Thank you again for the super chat. That's how you get your stock put up before we need to go look at stocks. Super chats would make it happen each and every time. All right, let's go back to my viewers. No, I was on graphs. We looked at all of the major indices. All right, now I can go to the viewers. Here's the stocks that made the big news today. Now, before we get into all of these stocks, I want to show you something hot off the press. These are the stocks that were made big moves this morning. I'm going to show you what I did from a day trade perspective. I traded all 4 of these stocks this morning. Look how much they are up. But these hot off the press, big movers with big volume, I'm going to show you what I did. From a day trade perspective, we're going to go to intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. Look at RGTX. Look at that 8 exponent. And this is on 5-minute bars, folks. Woo-wee. And I got out. I made my little 5-6% on this and took my win. Look at that, though. Once it closes from an intraday perspective, once it closes below the 8, that's probably a good opportunity to take your money off the table. All right, but look at that move all day today. So somebody's going to ask me, is it too late to get into it? This stock is killing it today. NVTS was another play. I did not take it. So how many of you out there are greedy? Just type greedy in the room. I'm going to tell you that it's not too late. I'm going to look at if it trades above this level of resistance, I might take a little piece of that even later in the day like today. What else? INOQ, look at that 8. And this is on intraday, folks. Look at that 8 exponential moving average, how the stock's prices stayed above it. Right now, how about this is like the first time since this time that they went below. Look at all that profit that could have been made. And right now it's setting up again. Good, googly muggly. All right, what else? I did trade qubits as well. I love this 8 exponential moving average, and we're looking at real-time data now. All right, this really hugged it a lot. Right now, setting up again, getting back above the 8. And Wolf was the last one. Look at this. So from a day trade perspective, some of the stocks that were moving, I wanted to show you how I did this today. If we close green today on the VVC, would the primary wave go back up? That means it would be higher on a week-over-week basis. So yes. So then the primary wave would go back up, but I'm not supposed to talk about that. All right, that's only if you got the subscribe. If you're a subscriber, remember, go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. All right, you want to know about if the primary wave goes back up or not. You need to get it subscribed. You need to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the software. 99 cents, folks. 99 cents to get that kind of data. 99 cents. All right. So I did day trade some of these. These stocks are up a lot. I did day trade these today. I made a little bit of money. On Thursdays, I do have this section called Hot Off the Press, Big Movers. And I'm going to probably do this every Thursday to show you some buying opportunities for day trades. Then if you are a subscriber, Alex, you will see it in the software this evening. You will see it in the software this evening. All right, so the big news stocks that hit today, again, I covered the quantum stocks defense because of the Iron Dome. I'm still a fan of, view the stock graph, I'm still a fan of defend. Look at that. The 3 is still, it's still barely above the 8. Look at that. It's still in the trend line. Would I be mad if you took half off the table after this nice win? No, I wouldn't be mad. But it looks like we're coming off of this high, and now I'm going to call this a flat bottom bounce, hopefully. I think David Paul likes to call this a springboard. He used to call this a springboard. I like the pullback to support. I liked a little bit of the rebound day. If you're still in it, leave it alone. But if it breaks down below that level of support, get out. Currently, it's right below the level of the trend line. I wouldn't be mad if you got out. Alex said bought some defending this morning. I probably wasn't sure if I would have bought it today. I need to buy on a green day. Does that make sense? I need to buy it on a green day. I'm not mad at you, though. IBIT, there's crypto. Crypto's on the move. I got another crypto in here. No, that was the only 2. Let's view the stock graph on IBIT. Look at that. Whew. As much as I don't like crypto, it's giving you an opportunity to make money, folks. It's giving you great. And look at the volume. There's conviction to the move. So it's not only the news. It's the conviction behind the move. BTC, look at that. Both of them are rocking and rolling. Would I be mad at you if you're in it? Nope, not at all. Not at all. And guess what? I've got the 8 exponential moving average is a great guide to get me out of either one of these positions at the right time. What else is in here? Tesla, what was it? Tesla, Apple, and NVIDIA talking about the tokenized situation, giving more access to these. Tesla right now, right at the 8. Look at that. Yesterday didn't close below, so you'd still stay in it. Tesla's still holding, folks. Tesla is still holding. How many of you, by way of looking at the graphs that I'm showing now, makes a difference in what you do with your stocks right now? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you, with me going through more extended explanation of what I'm looking for in a stock, how many of you have this helped? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you have, and look at that. Tesla, looking at the 8 exponential moving average, boom, didn't close yesterday. Stop being knee-jerk reactionary. What are you supposed to do? Trade the chart. The chart didn't tell you to get out. And look at that. You got rewarded today with a nice little rebound. What else? Apple. Again, I'm not feeling Apple yet, even with the news. There's 2 things. The tokenization with Apple is going to give it more exposure. But Xiaomi is coming out with a chip that's going to rival. Right now, Apple may not be the best play. It's in a channel below the 8 exponential. If you still hold it, this is your last saving grace if it breaks below that level of support. All right, RT is below 1. It's not confirming the move even in the channel. It's not. And look at the earnings per share. Apple may not be the right play right now. And the last one is NVIDIA. Oof. Again, I got into NVDL prior to earnings next week. I do love the rising earnings. I do like that it's undervalued. A little sideways, nothing going on. Shooting star, no follow through. Still still in the uptrend and above the 8 exponential moving average. RT does confirm the move above 1. Rising earnings per share long term. I do like it. But there's a lot of flip-flopiosity going on prior to earnings. It's going to be big to see what the forward guidance is going to be on NVIDIA. I think they beat top and bottom. It's going to be guidance. The dip on NVIDIA was a gift. So I'm in it. All right, Snow, because they beat earnings. Nice move up. Let's right-click. Let's view the stock graph. Whew. Above the 8. Look at all of this. Blah, 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 blah. Indecision. Earnings comes out. Bam! Stock goes up. Not feeling earnings. Not feeling earnings long term. But the stock is moving up. And it's now a 3-month high. Nice open candle. No wick at the top of the candle. So that's a good day. You know something? Snow didn't have to use its AK. So today is a good day. All right, today is a good day. All right. AT&T and Lumen, I ain't got a whole lot to say about that. Now, again, today I didn't give you a lot of fish, but the only fish that I was willing to give to you was the safe undervalued stocks rising in price. Guess what? Out of 9,500 stocks, I could only find you 3 that were safe undervalued stocks rising in price, and here they are. Fundamentally sound stocks, all moving up. VST is above 1. 2 out of the 3 have a CI above 1, which means they go up more than they go down. All buy recommendations going over. All of them have double-digit earnings growth. If I'm going to give you any fish when there's a time to be defensive or be cautious, these are the stocks that I want you to consider. Does that make sense, Amir? Let's go see if they're buying opportunities. CLS broke through a level of resistance. Very little wick at the top. Rising earnings per share. Undervalued, rising value. That's a good-looking stock. Next one, Fabrinet. Above the 8, above support. Undervalued, rising value, rising earnings. Whew. Look at that. The system is doing it for me. I created the search. Safe, undervalued stocks rising in price. Checkpoint, undervalued, rising value, broke still above the 8. Watch the volume, and this RT, even though it's confirming, doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy, but it is moving. All right, so these are 3 good stocks out of the 9,500 stocks. When you're supposed to be defensive, when you're supposed to be cautious, why not go back to what we're all about? The stocks, safe, undervalued stocks, rising in price. This is where you're supposed to be. This is the value add of why you come to the channel. This is what VectorVest is all about. I'm not going to, all the time boast about the hottest stock. I think, again, we look at crypto, we look at quantum. That's what's hot. But those were trades. These would be longer-term investments. These are longer-term investments. Debbie says, at least I know I'm not the only one. Get those likes up. Something, we're giving you a lot of great information on this channel. We should have more than 100 likes right now. We really should have more than 100 likes right now. Now, keep in mind, I'm not trying to twist nobody's arm. But, man, you guys could be at any YouTube channel right now, but you're here. And at least the likes show me that you appreciate what we're showing you today in the current market's conditions. That's it. Robotic stocks about to blast off. Oh, all right. So y'all was supposed to remind me about what? EVs, right? All right, I'm going to go off topic real quick. Let's go. I got Watchlist, Trending Thursday. I want to go see. So you see the news about all the EVs, about them beating this, that, and the other thing, and la, 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 la. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go to EV car manufacturers. I want to look at the group. How many stocks do I have in here? I've got 23. I want you to see something. All that news is news. Out of the 23 stocks, look at the RT. These ain't doing jack. They're not in uptrends. All right, so we got some news. What stocks are moving up the most? All right, fine. You want to be a little greedy? Let's go find out in the EV space what's moving up the most. GoEv, Tesla, FFAI, Candy. Look at out of 23 stocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 stocks are in uptrends. Notice that the stocks like Boyd, Workhorse, Volkswagen, Lee, Neo, Stellantis, Rivian, ain't cutting the grade today. Lucid XPEV news, right? News, right? DC ain't doing jack. That's why it's not all about the news all the time. It ain't all about the news all the time, folks. That's why I use the power of the VectorVest software to help me to find out what's really going on. Look at that whole watch list, RT below 1. Now, let's go to crypto. Crypto stocks. Let's go to crypto stocks. Crypto's on the move, right? Let's go look at their watch list of stocks. There's 17 in there. Notice something here? Where's the RT? That tells me not that it's only news, but it's substantiated by a VectorVest indicator saying that this list of stocks as a whole is in an uptrend. Type the word useful if I just showed you the power of the VectorVest software in accordance to what the news is telling you. Just type the word useful. Crypto's moving. I don't like it, but it's moving. So why do I take a chance on buying into the hype? Because the freaking watch list is telling me that it's in an uptrend. Let's go see what else. Defense stocks. Let's do the same thing with you defense stocks. The big, beautiful dome is in place. Look at that. The power of the VectorVest software. I got 27 stocks in here. 27 stocks in here. Joey, take that off for a second real quick because you're going to put that back on. Take that off for a second. Where's the RT? The group has got an RT above 1. That's the short-term price trend of the stocks. As an average, this group is in an uptrend. You want to be able to make your own watch list and do this kind of analysis so that you don't just buy into the hype when you ain't supposed to? Now Joey's going to put that back on. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. 99 cents for a 30-day trial. For everybody who's not a subscriber to the VectorVest software, this is where I'm going to depend on my community. Everybody who is a subscriber to the software, talk to the people in the room who are sitting on the fence. Talk to the people in the room that are sitting on the fence. All of you who are not subscribers to the software, watch the chat. That's what this community is about. Watch the chat. If you're not a subscriber, watch the chat. If you are a subscriber to the software, talk to the people who are not subscribers to the software. Now, one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to get some chat or I'm going to look like a total idiot. And I'm okay either way. But I trust in this community to talk to those people who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software. All right, with that being said, I love the idea of being able to take, let's do one more. 0000 gold. Let's go look at gold stocks. Gold stocks. Glass stocks. Gold stocks. Let's do the same thing because a lot of people are still asking me about gold. I got 46 stocks in here. 46 stocks. As an average, RT on gold is still up. Interesting. So what have I been saying about gold plays? Be picky about the gold stocks you pick. All right, RT for the whole industry is still up. Let's go see what stock. ASM is killing it. If I'm going to look at a gold play, ASM is killing it. Let's go look at what's going up today. All right, let's right-click. Let's view the stock graph. Let's go look at that VectorVest graph. Whew. ASM is killing it. I wouldn't be mad at you, even though gold may be taking a hit. Overall, the watch list has an RT above 1. I wouldn't be mad at you if you're in ASM. Good, googly, moogly. What else? BTG, rising up right now with rising earnings. Love the volume for conviction. Next one, NG, maybe not below the 8 exponential moving average. Below the 8 exponential moving average. Same thing with this. A lot of volatility. Even though it's above, this would be more of a trade. Definitely, wow. SBSW, look at that. Look at that. Overvalue got hit. Look at that value rise. I would just be very picky. What is the criteria search? You in the search for CLS, those 3 stocks. Um, what was that? What was that in? Now I forgot what that was all about. What was that in? What group was that in, Helen? What group was that in? And it was based off of a watch list. It was based. What group was that in, Helen? I don't remember. It was a watch list, not a search. It was a watch list, not a search. All right. 20 years with VectorVest. First saw the software in 1997, then signed up in 2000. Still there. Jake says 11 years for me and still love Dr. Glenn. Good googly muggly. All right. So I don't know how to use the software. Is there anyone I can call? Yes, Debbie. We got world-class product support that'll help you. We got world-class low undervalued stocks. I wasn't a search. I wasn't looking at a search. Notice I don't have any searches in here today. I wasn't looking at a search. Glad if you shink it, we can see what your buys. Yeah, you can also do that as well. I can move this over so you can see which stocks are buy recommendations. You can definitely do that as well. Man, oh man. Gold as a whole, I think, is under some pressure. Check. Oh, was it the robotic watch list? Was it I don't think I did a robotic watch list. No, I didn't go down the robotic watch list. But do I have one? Robotic stocks? I didn't look at robotics today. But, oh, look, sort this by percent price change. There's 17 stocks in here. Look at that. Nightscope, 6.47%. Let's go look at that graph. Robotics. Ooh, am I really? I'm not ready. So it's nice up day today, but coming off this downtrend, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that until it can break through that downtrend. I do like that it did run up. It's now testing a level of former resistance, a level of support. Look at that. Value's falling. Do love the rising earnings. This move has been confirmed by RT, but currently I'm not ready to take that. Glenn, how do you get the Pro Trader? You have to have either real time or you buy it by itself. It's a one-time fee to have Pro Trader. All right. And the RT on the robotics list, look at that. 1.17. It's in an uptrend. Man, and this is why I have so many watch lists. Let's go Magnificent 7. Where's that at? There should only be 7 stocks in there. Hey, Glenn, I'm willing to put up $10, $50 gift cards to be drawn as winners. Are you really serious? Joey, is that like buying? Is that like paying for subscriptions like Tim the Tatman does? I don't read John's comment. Is that what it's like? I don't know. I hope he's here. Hey, Glenn, I'm willing to put up $10, $50 gift cards to be drawn as winners. Joey can put the people that like the video into the drawing for the next 10 weeks on one. Joey, can we do that? I think that's awesome. That's awesome to do that. And
just have them reach out to connect at VectorVest.com.
All right, John, reach out. Go to the email address, connect@VectorVest.com. I think that's freaking awesome that you're willing to do that. Holy smokes. Because I don't know how that all works, but that is freaking awesome. That is, type a W in the room. That is, man, if that is not something to say that our channel does right by our customers, I don't know what else is right there. Type a W in the room. I'm willing to put up 10 $50 gift cards to be drawn as winners. Joey can put the people that like the video into a drawing for the next 10. I love that. Holy smokes. Again, reach out. Please, please go to connect at Vector. What is it? Connect at VectorVest.com? Joey? I think that's what it is. There it is. Email us at connect@VectorVest.com. That is freaking great. That is awesome good. So, all right. This is a great way. We can do this more often to see. Let's go look at petroleum stocks real quick. All right, where's the RT on that? We've got 55 stocks on there. Woo-wee, Akshaya. Look at that RT below 1. I'm not ready to touch petroleum yet. But if you're greedy and you want to see what's going on, and you want to take advantage of something, sort the list by percent price change. There are some stocks that are moving, but overall as a group, I'm not feeling petroleum. I think that this is a super useful piece of information that I can put into Trending Thursday every Thursday because I've got so many watch lists. I've got so many. And you guys, if you don't have as many watch lists as I do, you should. Because that tidbit of information right there really helps you to disseminate behind news and fluff. EVs. All these EV companies are talking about this, that, and the other things. I'm telling you by way of VectorVest, it's fluff. I'm telling you now by by way of VectorVest, it's fluff. Email you and say what? I'm not telling you, Debbie, don't email me. I told you to give a call to our product support. You're not emailing us anything. Glenn, what's my email? GlennT@VectorVest.com. Glenn with 2 N's. GlennT@VectorVest.com. And if everybody and their mama emails me because Jeremy made me give you my email, man, I'm going to answer your emails and be like, could be like this. That's what's going to happen. All right. Oil smells bad. Well, we'll see. I'm feeling the love, says Wonderberry in construction. All right. I'm thinking that whole thing with John Shoemaker is going to be a big thing once we can find out how we make that happen. Is anybody mad that I don't look at your stocks today? I gave you a lot of fish, and I gave you a lot of stinky fish to stay away from, especially industries. Man, if it was worth, I think that this was worth it today to go through all of the watch lists that I have to use the power of the VectorVest software using RT. All right. Anybody mad today that I'm not going to look at your stocks? Look at that. Let's go. I wish you could share those lists you made through the software. I know you do. You know how much work I would save for everybody? Alex, guess what though? You got to put in a little work. All right, Alex, you got to put in a little work. Oh, Nancy asks, how did you find your day trades this morning? I created a search. Unisearch, I altered the search. Go to searches, price, volume. Notice that we have something called most active gainers, Nancy. But I made it for YouTube. So I'm going to go to most active gainers. I'm going to show you the change. Most active gainers are looking for stocks greater than $1, percent price change greater than 0, stock exchange not equal to INXI. What I did is I made the stock percentage change to be less than 30%. I didn't want to find the stocks that were up 100 and 200%. So when I run the search first thing in the morning, the percent price change is greater than 0, but less than 30. Less than 30. And I want big volume stocks. So stocks average volume greater than 250,000 shares. That's it right there, Nancy. Make a copy of that. If I run it right now, it shouldn't find the stocks that are blown up already. Look at these. How about these are more manageable? These are more manageable. Look at these. Sort this by percent price change. This becomes a lot more manageable as far as stocks that haven't made the big moves. Because a lot of you are going to be, oh man, I missed out on that. These are more reasonable. Let's graph these real quick. Could I still take advantage of them today? Remember, these are moves today, so I'm going to look at intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. Nope, I'm not ready to take that. That's already made its move. That's too freaking volatile. Nope, already made its move. A lot of these, because the day is getting towards the end, ooh, interesting. Rigetti still, look at that Rigetti, but right now would I take it? No, it's below the 8 exponential moving average. No, Qubits, no. The move was made this morning. No. Man, I'm not finding NXTT. Where's my greedy people at? Type of 1. NXTT. Where's my greedy people? Type of 1. All right, this is going to be very interesting as towards the end of the day, we still got about an hour's worth of move in the market. All right, look at this. My greedy people, above the 8 exponential moving average. Look at that volume. Look at the RT. Remember, this is on 5-minute bars. There's some movement right there. What would I do in case this doesn't work out? If it closes on these 5-minute bars below the 8 exponential moving average, I get out. But if it stays above going into the close of the business today, you might have a good little trade right here. You might have a good little trade right here. What else? Pony maybe. Pony maybe. Look at that. No. 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 Oh. How about from a day trade perspective, Nancy, for you asking that question? I just found you 2 fish. I just found you 2 fish. Why 0? Because I want a positive move. That way I can find stocks like this. Let me move off of this. Wonderberry. I still want to find stocks that have moved. All right? They may not have moved, but I still want to find stocks that have moved. That's up 4/10. But let's go look at this. I want to find stocks that have moved positive. But I got to look at this. Remember, I'm looking at intraday moves, intraday 5-minute bars, current day. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. I still want to find the stocks that have moved. NVTS, let's go look at one more stock. NVTS made a hell of a move today. Excuse me. NVTS. Would I still take it? A lot of buying pressure on it. This is end of day. A lot of buying pressure. Let's go to intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. Ooh-wee. That's a third fish right there. That's a third fish right there. What industry? All right, so that's a third fish right there. Tell you what you want to do. If you're having problems finding stocks that go into a watch list, Google it. That's what I did for a lot of my watch lists. That's what I did for a lot of my watch list, Bill, is I Googled it. So I would Google robotics stocks, and then I would get a list right from the internet. I did that for a lot of my stocks, watch lists. Whew. Today was a good day. Today was a good day. Gave you 3 day trading fish. Talked to you about some good news. Brought some stuff to the table. We got us a super chat. We still didn't get 100 likes yet. That's all right. Listen, I'm not going to twist your arm. But for everybody who did hit the like button today, I appreciate it. You asked for a list of stocks. I didn't ask for a list of stocks today, Amir. I think today was more of a day to reiterate being defensive and being cautious. All right? I did give you some long-term plays. I gave you 3 of the top safe undervalued stocks rising in price. I think that's the way to go. That's our mantra, is for you guys to buy safe, undervalued stocks rising in price. I gave you a list out of over 9,500 stocks, 3 stocks that met the criteria right now, which is indicative of the market starting to look for a top. Okay? That's all I need. Today, I think that was the emphasis of today, and that's what we needed to do. All right? We did look at the power of the VectorVest watch lists and the indicator RT to disseminate between news and fluff. I think that in itself, everybody should have hit the like button. We got over 100 likes now. That by itself should be worth it for you to hit the like button. For those of you who are brand new that saw that today, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That's it. Thanks, Glenn, on robotics. That was a good call, at least to look at it. No matter how I feel about an industry like crypto, I'm telling you right now it's moving. I'm telling you, and the watch list prove it. The watch list proves it. There you go. All right, I got to go. Everything is still moving up. There he goes. Everything is still moving up. Just be still. Don't back up the truck right now. Be defensive. Don't be afraid to take half off the table. I don't want nobody in this room, if the market turns around, I don't want nobody in this room to be blindsided, ever. I go through a whole lot of extra lengths to make sure that you guys understand where we are and where you need to be. All right? With that, folks, have a wonderful day. Adios. Oh, watch Ryan's video tonight. He's got the 6 p.m. video. You guys got to come up and watch the 6 p.m. videos. You need to. All right? Again, we put out a lot of great information. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. I love me some Hawaii, baby. Ooh, aloha mahalaka nehema. Yes, always remember, there's good people in the world. If you can't find one, be one. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.